Hey guys, welcome back to my page. If you're new here, I'm Jonquel and I love to draw pretty things. And today I have this beautiful cowgirl that I drew, but I want to have some fun with her lipstick. I love this matte ombre-ish thing going on, and it really does fit with her vibe, but I just want to have a little bit of fun to see what else I can do. Maybe give her a nice shiny lip combo. So in order to change things up, I'm just going to open my layers panel. I'm going to find where her lips are. And I like to keep my lips on a different layer for everything else because I'm indecisive when it comes to lipstick. And sometimes changing the lipstick or the eyeshadow can give you a totally different vibe. So I'm going to turn that off and I'm just going to create a new layer right on top. Let me delete that layer, that's about it. And this is going to allow me to create a brand new lip. Nice, clean slate. And I'm going for, if you can see in my reference, I'm going for a lip combo. When you get like the nice dark lip liner that blends into the lip and that nice pop of gloss on top. I love when girls do that. It's so amazing. I want to try it on her. So I'm going to pick a color that is very close to her skin tone to start off. And I'm just going to start filling it in. And I'm using the plain round brush. You can find it under painting. It's just a round brush. Oops, I went to a different brush set. I'm a bit of a brush hoarder. Where's my painting set? Here we go. I'm a bit of a brush hoarder. So I got a nice color. And that color is very pretty, especially if I zoom. Lord, these nails. Especially if I zoom out, it's still within the same realm of the outfit. It's very pretty, like a nice matte color. Okay, so now that we got that down, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up my swatches and I'm going to let the swatches do the work for me. I'm going to use the slider. So you see the three sliders they have here. This slider helps you slide between different colors. The slider underneath it helps you go across the color you selected. You can go from light to dark, up to down, whatever. And this one, well, the different hues in that color range. And then this one does light to dark. So I know I need a darker shade of this. So without even touching this, I'm just going to slide it to the dark side. And I like to do my upper lip darker. Which is one of the first things I learned when I was doing portraits. The upper lip is darker. Now that I got that, I'm going to swatch it again and I'm going to go even darker. Now, say if I had this and I didn't want to mess up what was underneath and I just wanted to play what was on top, I could create a clipping mask by hitting the plus sign in layers, opening a new layer, and then I just tap on the new layer and I could select clipping mask. And that will clip everything I draw onto the lips without damaging the lips underneath. For example, now that I have that, you see how it just stays to where I clipped it in? This is like the best way to do edits. I don't particularly need a clipping mask for what I'm doing. I just wanted to show it to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And now I am going to outline the lips as if I was putting on lip liner. Slow and steady. Make sure you zoom in when you need to. Okay, now that I have that, now I'm going to blend it a little bit. I'm going to use my smudge tool that's right next to the brush, and I am going to select gouache. Gouache is underneath painting. It has a nice texture, and it has a play on opacity. But you're going to see me controlling the size and opacity as I go, because that is how you can control the pressure, and you can keep things from looking airbrushed. So I have my gouache selected. I'm going to lower the opacity on it, which to me is lowering the strength of it. And I'm just going to go in soft circles. And you're going to see the hardness of that line disappear. Now this is where a clipping mask would come in handy. Because had I put this on a clipping mask layer, when I'm blending, the blend won't go outside of her lip line. But like I said, for this one, I don't feel like I need it. But it is something to suggest. I always suggest using a clipping mask whenever you want to. See how smooth that looks now? It's no longer that harsh line. And I'm actually going to go back to my paintbrush and I'm going to use some of that darkness. I'm going to bring it in to the edges a little more. Give it a little bit of an ombre effect. I'm going to actually put a little bit more darkness right here. Go back to my blender and I'm just working in like little circles. See how smooth? And down here as well. And you see what I mean by the gouache brush having that texture? If I was using like a round brush to do this, it would look airbrushed as heck. You could push and pull. Push and pull. If you feel like you did too much, pull it back. All right. Now we got our little bit of shadow. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put just a little bit of shadow under the lip. Give us some definition. Grab my eraser and I'm going to clean up. Oops, too much. I'm going to clean up the little edges. The same thing you would do if you were doing your makeup and you went out of line. You would get your little makeup remover or maybe on a Q-tip and clean up those edges. Look at the definition it has. Look at that. Okay. Now we're going to work on making the highlights. So I'm going to go back, get that old color, and I actually want to go a little more red. So I'm going to slide it to the red a little bit and get a lighter color red. I'm still going to use my brown brush, but I'm going to lower my opacity over here. I like to lower it to, I want to go about 50%, somewhere in there. And I'm going to start tapping with quick strokes because I just want to get a highlighted area. So you're going to hear me tapping. And I'm going from the center out. So, tap, tap, tap. Very softly. I'm going to zoom out to see if I like that color. It looks a little orange to me, so I'm actually just going to clear that up. One thing about digital media, you can play and play and play. I'm going to go back to my original color by picking the original swatch, and I'm just going to stay within that same round. Okay, so now we're going back. Oops, lightly. And this is because if I tap too hard, I get a very hard line, and that's why you see me lightly tapping, because I want to build. I'm going from light to dark, and I'm just lightening it up. Okay, do you like that? Is it too much? You can always push and play and bring it back. I'm going to get the color underneath it. Like that. Okay. Now go back to the color I just had. I'm going to raise it up a little bit more to get a lighter color. So in, tap, 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 tap. I'm going to put a little bit up here on the Cupid's bow. There and zoom out. It's looking good. I'm gonna zoom back in, and I do think I need a little bit of pink in there. Just offset the color for cheeks a little bit. Yeah, just a little, not too much. I like that. Okay. So now that we have that, now I'm going to actually go to a lighter color. Almost white, but not quite white. We don't use white. We just use close to it. And I'm tapping across, but I'm not covering what I just did. And I'm only doing a little bit. It's concentrated toward the center. And I'm going to repeat that again. Just zoom in a little bit lighter. Concentrate toward the center. That's where my light is hitting me. Put a little bit up here. Right. Look at that. We're building it up. It's all about shading. Okay, now that I have it here, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to go to luminance and I'm going to go to light brush, keeping the same color I just had. I'm going to lower the strength of the light brush to around 44, 45. And I'm going to keep in here on top of the light part, and I'm going to tap it. And now we're getting our white. That's why I told you don't use white before. Okay. I can increase the strength on that too. And I'm just going to put a little bit over here. And a little bit at the bottom. Just a little bit shallow. See how it starts to look wet now? Now here is where you get that glossy look. Switch to light pen and increase it. It doesn't take much. Just a little. Zoom and see how you see. Just a little. Doesn't take much. Here too. You see, now we got those glossy looking lips. And you can play around where else you want to put the little highlights at. Just make sure you soften them. And not too much. And I'm going to color in, go back to my round brush. And I'm going to color in, make it a little slight gray, not white. This little area in here where her lips are. Make sure I pass these all the way up. And there we have it, a nice, soft looking glossy lip. And here's another tip, since I did them all on the same layer. If you wanted to change this up, if you did this and you're like, you know what, I don't actually like that color, you don't have to start over. You can just go to your to the little sparkly wand up at the top next to gallery, click it and hit on hue, saturation, and brightness, and then you can just play with the hue. You can do green, you can do blue. It's magic. Since everything is on the same layer, it's gonna stay within the same range. Now let's say that I wanted her to have a red. I'm gonna find the closest I can to red, which I think is right here, and I can up the saturation and get myself a nice red. Now if I want to darken it, and voila. And that is how we do a glossy lip combo. I hope you learned something new. If you like this video at all, please go ahead and leave me a comment, and please, please, please subscribe. You're going to see a lot more videos like this, and tell me what you thought and what else you would want to learn how to do. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Bye.